Hi folks, I'm Ronnie. Welcome to my workshop. Today I'm going to show you how to turn this into this beautiful piece of artwork. Let's get started. So usually when my scraps get built up like that, I'll occasionally load them up and take them off to the landfill. But I saw a picture of some keys like this online and it inspired me to put those scraps to use rather than just junking them. So I made this for a friend of mine. Actually, I just made it up, put it together, and showed a musician friend of mine who has a studio, and he thought it was great, and it happened to be his birthday, so I said, well, happy birthday if you want it. So he's all excited about it. And then I showed my daughter, who's also plays music, and she really liked it and she wanted a bigger one. So I started to make, I don't know if you can see this, I started to make a bigger copy of that. And I thought this would be a good video, how-to video on how to make these piano keys. So I'm partially through, not too far in, and I'll show you how I got to this point so far. Okay, so that should bring you up to speed on where I'm at this point. I cut out the frame. It's glued and nailed. I cut out, ripped and cut to length. There's 11 what will be white keys and 8 of the black keys. And I wanted to give you the dimensions in case you're interested in that. So for the smaller one, the first one I made, the total length and width is 12.5 by 16.5 inches. The white keys are 9 inches by 1.25 inches wide, and the black keys are 5.5 inches in length and 3/4 of an inch wide. Now for this bigger one for my daughter, 16 by 22 inch overall length. Again, 11 white keys, 8 black keys. The size for these keys are 1 5/8 inches wide by 11.5 inches long for the white keys. The black keys are 6.5 inches wide, long by 7/8 inch width. And for you metric folks, I will work on putting a conversion of these on the screen. So the next step is to rough up these keys with my grinder, the edges, because this is a rustic piece, so that's the beauty of it. You don't need to worry about it looking all pristine and smooth, and it's coming from the junk pile. It's a rugged piece, so I'll rough this up, cut out the back for this. Let's get started. So here I am going to measure for the dimensions of the back panel, and I want to make sure it's square on both sides, so it's going to fit in there once I cut it. Here I am trimming off the edge of the plywood because it was a little too wide. Now I'm going to measure for the length, cut it to length, fit it in the back frame, and there it works. Now I'm grinding up, using my grinder to rough up the edges of the keys to give it that worn look. So here's how they turned out with the grinder. Can you see that? Give them a little roughed up edge, little worn look. There's a little Little one's going to be the black key. So anyway, the next step is going to be putting some color to these, finally. So we'll get set up and I'll show you what I use to color these keys. Hey, real quick before we go on, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you'll know every time one of my videos comes out. Now let's get back to the build. Okay, this is what I use for staining the back. It's I got it from Home Depot, I think. Varathane weathered gray. And then for the frame, I'm going to use Minwax. What is that? Dark Walnut 2716. Then for the white keys, I'm going to use this just can of white paint I had laying around. And for the black keys, I'm going to use Varathane Ebony. So let's get staining. Alright, so I just cut up an old t-shirt, using a piece of it here to put on the gray stain. Nothing fancy, just get it all covered. Now I'm doing the frame, different piece of the shirt, just separate the coloring, get the frame all nice and stained beautiful. And the same with the black keys. Got to make sure you use your gloves with this stain or it's going to be hard to get off. I wish all these keys went as fast as they're going here, but turned out good. Alright, as you can see, I've got the keys painted and stained. They're all laid out here, ready to be installed. Now what I did on this other one, this little one, is I put them on a backer board like this, and then I installed it onto the back of the frame board. So I don't know if you can see this, but the keys are, yeah, you probably can't see it. The keys are floating. They're not attached exactly to this backing. They're on a 3/16 inch board, and then it's glued onto the backing. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I cut out a board, so I'm going to put them on this, and then we will install it into the frame backing. So let's get on that right now. Well, the glue has dried and the keys are secure to the back board. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put a few brad nails in the back just to kind of help secure the keys to the backboard. Just random shots. Guess I should make sure I'm within the keys themselves. Stay a few inches within the side of the frame should be in the keys. So that should be enough. Pretty sturdy. Oh, one more thing. If you notice the backboard is brown, I painted that. I had some brown paint laying around, so I painted that. And of course the inside, it's a gray stain I used. So it looks like this thing is done. Next thing to do is I'll put on some wire on the back to be able to hang it up, and that'll be next. So off camera I made a couple of modifications. I added loops on each side, extra set, in case she wants to hang it with nails, or she could use the wire to hang it. It gives her a couple of different options. So now there's only one more thing left to do. I'll show you what that is. So now the question is, do I send it to my daughter, or do I hang it in this nice open spot on my wall right here? Why don't you leave me comments below on what I should do? I think I know the answer, but I'd like to hear from you. Hey, thanks a lot for joining me today. I hope this has inspired you to build your own piece of artwork. If you want to learn more about my unusual journey into woodworking, you can check out this video up here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you on the next video.